Joining us now, the host of the Fox News show My View with Lara Trump, host Lara Trump. Lara, it's always great to see you. What do you make of this? There have been assassination threats attempts against the president, threats against conservative Supreme Court justices, members of Congress, too, armed attackers against ICE, Charlie Kirk assassinated, but still continued violent rhetoric from elected Democrats.
I mean, it's outrageous, Liz. And listen, there's nothing normal about this. I agree with what we heard from Secretary Bessent there. We are normalizing something that should be called out by every person, no matter your politics. We can't operate in a country where we're normalizing violence against someone based on politics. And it's pretty rich to hear people like Obama say that, oh, well, all of this divisiveness is coming from the right. Well, we're not the ones calling people Nazis. We're not the ones calling people fascist or racist or Hitler. That is coming particularly from one side of the aisle. And they have, for some reason, been given this notion that if they feel like they are morally superior in whatever their pursuit, then anything is validated. And now we have a third assassination attempt against my father-in-law in the space of 2 years. You're right. We've seen way too much of this. I think it's horrific. And thank God he wasn't there at Mar-a-Lago. Thank God the First Lady wasn't there at Mar-a-Lago, but they usually are on the weekends. And you have to assume that a person who walks in to a very secure, very obviously secured perimeter like you have there at Mar-a-Lago, it is one of the most fortified properties in the entire country, knew exactly what he was doing if he walked in with a shotgun and a gasoline can. It is pretty sick. Yeah. And, you know, we know that the FBI, the Justice Department, is investigating the street violence by far-left groups, including Antifa, funded potentially, it looks like, Democrat groups and Democrat nonprofits. But what do you make of this news coming in? Democrats plan to disrupt and basically try to rattle the president at a State of the Union address by possibly walking out, holding up signs, empty egg cartons, pocket Constitution. Some Democrats reportedly plan to bring Jeffrey Epstein survivors. At least a dozen Democrats plan to boycott the speech altogether for a rally on the National Mall. But House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has told them to maintain silent defiance. What do you think? Yeah, well, they embarrassed themselves thoroughly last year at the president's address to Congress. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do the same thing this year. The really sad thing is this is kind of just more of the same of what we're just talking about, which is that they've normalized unusual and inappropriate behavior as it relates to anything for Donald Trump. The fact that you have members of Congress, people who are supposed to represent their constituents around the country, seeming to say they're not even going to show up in many cases to this State of the Union. That's your job. Your job, whether you agree with the president or not, is to sit there, listen to what he has to say, and then you get your opportunity on the other end to have something else to say back to him and back to the Republican Party. That's the way it has worked since the inception of our country for almost 250 years. But they can't do that, Liz, because they have actually no policies to run on. They have nothing to respond back to this president on because he has been successful for this country. So it'll be theatrics, it'll be hysteria, and it'll be more nonsense from a party that has delivered absolutely nothing for the American people. Lara Trump, thanks for being with us. It's good to see you again.